Life can often feel like a whirlwind, can't it? One moment you're juggling work deadlines, and the next you're worrying about things you can't even control. Now, imagine having a mental compass that guides you calmly through all of life's storms. That's where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism comes in. Developed thousands of years ago by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, Stoicism is more than just an old set of ideas. It's a timeless toolkit for navigating challenges, embracing change, and finding lasting peace amidst the chaos. Picture this: you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. Frustration starts boiling up, but instead of losing your cool, you pause and remind yourself of a simple Stoic principle: focus on what you can control. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you react to it. This shift in mindset turns an aggravating moment into an opportunity to practice patience. That's the power of Stoicism in action. In this video, we're diving into 20 compelling reasons why adopting a Stoic approach can transform your life. From building mental resilience to cultivating inner peace, these principles are just as relevant today as they were in ancient times. So, if you've ever wondered how to manage life's uncertainties with grace, or simply want to develop a stronger, calmer mind, stick around. You might just find the philosophy you didn't know you were searching for. Now, turning to the first reason, Stoicism is a powerful tool for building mental resilience, an essential skill for navigating life's ups and downs. At its core, mental resilience in Stoicism is about mastering the art of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. This is where the concept of the dichotomy of control comes in, a foundational Stoic principle that teaches us to clearly distinguish between the things within our power, like our thoughts and actions, and the things outside our control, such as the opinions of others, the weather, or even unexpected setbacks. Imagine this scenario: you've planned a weekend getaway, and just as you're about to leave, your plans fall through due to unforeseen circumstances. Instead of spiraling into frustration or disappointment, a Stoic approach encourages you to pause and reflect. You may not control the cancellation, but you do control how you respond. Rather than dwelling on what's lost, you could see this as an opportunity to relax at home, catch up on something you enjoy, or plan a new adventure for another time. This shift in mindset doesn't just reduce stress, it empowers you to stay grounded and adaptable in the face of life's unpredictability. By consistently practicing this principle, you gradually build a mental buffer against stress and anxiety, enabling you to approach challenges with clarity and calm. Over time, this resilience becomes second nature, helping you tackle life's hurdles with confidence and poise. Moving forward, let's explore another profound benefit of Stoicism: mastery over emotions. Now, turning to the second reason, Stoicism provides a profound framework for mastering intense emotions, including anger, fear, and sadness, allowing you to face life's challenges with composure and clarity. At the heart of this mastery lies the Stoic principle of mind over emotions, which emphasizes that while emotions themselves are natural and inevitable, our responses to them are entirely within our control. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, captured this beautifully in his Meditations, where he reminds us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This insight encourages us to pause and reflect before reacting, fostering a sense of control over our emotional state. Picture a modern scenario. You receive harsh criticism online, and your initial reaction might be one of anger or defensiveness. A Stoic approach, however, invites you to step back and ask, is this criticism within my control? If not, why let it dominate my peace? By detaching your sense of worth from external opinions and focusing instead on your own values and actions, you can respond with calmness or even choose to let it go entirely. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them, understanding their source, and choosing a response aligned with reason and virtue. Over time, this practice not only diffuses emotional outbursts but also cultivates a deeper sense of inner peace, regardless of the circumstances. As we continue, let's delve into how Stoicism sharpens our focus on core values, illuminating the path to a life of meaning and integrity. Moving forward, the third reason to embrace Stoicism lies in its ability to help us align our lives with our core values. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the belief that true fulfillment comes not from chasing fleeting desires but from living in accordance with virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. These values serve as a compass, guiding us toward meaningful decisions and a life of integrity. Imagine facing a dilemma at work where cutting corners might yield quicker results but conflicts with your sense of honesty. A Stoic mindset encourages you to pause, reflect, and prioritize justice over short-term gain, choosing the path that upholds your character. Similarly, in personal relationships, consider the trait of moderation. How often do we let impulsive reactions or excessive demands strain our bonds with others? By focusing on Stoic principles, we learn to act with balance, treating others fairly while maintaining our own dignity. This shift in perspective not only fosters personal growth but also strengthens the trust and respect of those around us. When we emphasize core values over external rewards, our actions become purposeful and our decisions align with a deeper sense of who we want to be. This kind of integrity, built on the foundation of virtue, creates a life that is not just successful by societal standards but truly meaningful on a personal level. As we move ahead, let us discover how Stoicism can guide us in facing adversity with grace and turning life's toughest moments into opportunities for growth. Now turning to the fourth reason, Stoicism provides a profound framework for facing adversity with grace. Life's challenges are inevitable, yet it is our response to these difficulties that defines our character. Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that while we may not control external events, we do have complete authority over how we perceive and react to them. This perspective transforms hardships into opportunities for growth. Imagine facing the loss of a job, a situation that can feel overwhelming and disheartening. Through a Stoic lens, this setback is reframed as an opportunity to reassess priorities, acquire new skills, or perhaps even pursue a long-forgotten passion. Instead of being crushed by the weight of this event, you are encouraged to see it as a stepping stone toward progress. Similarly, consider someone navigating a personal crisis, such as the end of a significant relationship. While the emotional pain is real, Stoicism guides us to reflect on what we have learned, how we can grow, and how we might move forward with greater inner strength. By approaching adversity with dignity and focusing on the aspects within our control, we shift from a mindset of despair to one of empowerment. These transformations, though challenging, often lead to inner clarity and resilience, turning life's obstacles into pivotal moments of self-discovery and growth. Moving forward, let us uncover how Stoicism invites us to cultivate gratitude and appreciate life's simple blessings even amidst its trials. Now turning to the fifth reason, Stoicism inspires us to cultivate gratitude by shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already have. In a world that often prioritizes constant striving and material gain, this practice serves as a powerful antidote to feelings of dissatisfaction. One core Stoic exercise that promotes gratitude is known as negative visualization. This involves imagining life without the people, comforts, or experiences we often take for granted. By actively contemplating their absence, we deepen our appreciation for their presence. For example, think of waking up to a sunny morning after weeks of relentless rain. Instead of merely enjoying the sunshine, the practice of negative visualization asks us to pause and reflect on how much we would miss such a moment if it were unavailable to us. This small mental shift can transform ordinary events into profound sources of joy. Likewise, consider sitting down for a meal. Instead of rushing through it, take a moment to appreciate the effort and resources that brought it to your table. Recognize how different life would feel without this simple yet vital comfort. The more we engage with this practice, the more we train our minds to find contentment in the present, reducing the tendency to dwell on what is missing. Even during life's trials, gratitude fosters a sense of perspective, enabling us to see value in what remains rather than focusing solely on what has been lost. By practicing gratitude daily, we not only lighten our mental burdens but also cultivate a more enduring sense of happiness and peace. With this in mind, let us now explore how Stoicism enhances decision-making by emphasizing rationality and long-term thinking. Moving forward, the sixth reason invites us to delve into how Stoicism sharpens decision-making by anchoring it in rationality and logic. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the principle of using reason as a guide, particularly when faced with choices that could easily be swayed by fleeting emotions. One of the most impactful teachings in this area comes from Seneca, who advises us to evaluate decisions based on their long-term consequences rather than succumbing to short-term emotional impulses. Imagine you are considering a career change. While the fear of uncertainty might tempt you to stay in a less fulfilling job, a Stoic approach encourages you to step back and calmly assess the bigger picture. What are the potential benefits of this decision 10 or 20 years down the line? Will it bring you closer to a life aligned with your values and aspirations? By focusing on rational analysis, you can minimize the influence of fear or hesitation and make choices that genuinely serve your long-term goals. Another example is managing conflicts in personal relationships. When an argument arises, it is easy to react with anger or frustration in the heat of the moment. However, a Stoic mindset urges us to pause and consider the value of preserving harmony and understanding. Will lashing out resolve the issue, or will it strain the bond further? By taking a moment to reflect, you create space to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively, fostering stronger and more resilient connections. This emphasis on logical thinking does not mean ignoring emotions, but rather ensuring they do not dominate the decision-making process. Stoicism teaches us that careful, deliberate choices are more likely to lead to outcomes we can stand by with confidence, no matter how challenging the circumstances. By practicing this approach consistently, we develop clarity and wisdom, transforming how we navigate both the small and monumental decisions in life. Next, let us examine how this philosophy fosters patience, even in life's most frustrating moments. With the next phase of the journey in sight, the seventh reason takes us into the realm of developing patience, a virtue often tested in our daily lives. Stoicism emphasizes the principle of endurance, teaching us that patience is not merely about waiting, but about maintaining inner calm and perspective during life's many frustrations. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, likened life to a game where patience often determines the outcome. In this analogy, just as a skilled player doesn't rush their moves out of frustration, a Stoic individual learns to pause, strategize, and act with intention rather than succumbing to impulsive reactions. Imagine being stuck in a seemingly endless traffic jam. The natural response might be to feel irritated or even angry, but applying a Stoic mindset transforms this moment into an opportunity to practice patience. Instead of focusing on the delay, which is beyond your control, you could use the time for reflection or gratitude, perhaps appreciating a song on the radio or considering how fortunate you are to have transportation. Similarly, interpersonal conflicts can challenge our patience to the core. When disagreements arise, the impulse to react sharply or defensively is strong. However, Stoicism encourages us to take a step back and ask, how will my response affect this relationship long term? Is this frustration worth sacrificing peace or mutual understanding? Choosing to approach conflicts with patience can diffuse tension and lead to a more constructive resolution. Cultivating patience does not happen overnight. It requires consistent effort and a willingness to endure discomfort without losing composure. By practicing this principle, we not only navigate life's frustrations more gracefully, but also build a stronger, more resilient character. Up next, we will uncover how Stoicism enriches our connections with others, making our relationships more fulfilling and harmonious. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us delve into the eighth reason, building stronger relationships through Stoicism. At its core, Stoic teachings emphasize empathy, understanding, and recognizing our shared humanity, all of which serve as powerful tools for nurturing meaningful connections. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most profound voices, advised us to love the hand of fate, which includes accepting others as they are, rather than burdening our relationships with unrealistic expectations. Imagine this in a practical sense. Perhaps someone close to you has let you down. Instead of reacting with anger or disappointment, a Stoic approach encourages you to focus on their intentions rather than just their actions. Did they act out of malice, or could it have been a mistake? By giving space for understanding, you create a foundation for forgiveness and emotional healing. Similarly, Stoicism promotes the idea of constructive conversations. In moments of disagreement, instead of aiming to win an argument, a Stoic mindset reminds us to focus on mutual understanding. Asking questions like, "What can I learn from their perspective?" or "How can this dialogue bring us closer rather than drive us apart?" transforms conflict into an opportunity for growth. Consider a scenario where a friend misunderstands your intentions. Instead of responding defensively or letting resentment brew, taking a moment to calmly explain your viewpoint while also seeking to understand theirs can strengthen the bond rather than strain it. This practice fosters a culture of respect and emotional resilience within relationships. The Stoic perspective also teaches us to appreciate people as they are, imperfections and all. By letting go of the need to control or change others, we find harmony in our interactions and reduce unnecessary frustrations. It is through this acceptance and empathy that relationships not only survive but thrive. Ultimately, Stoicism offers a path to deeper, more fulfilling connections by encouraging us to prioritize understanding, patience, and forgiveness. As we continue forward, let us explore how this philosophy transforms our fear of mortality into a profound appreciation for life itself. As the next challenge unfolds, we arrive at the ninth reason, overcoming the fear of death through Stoicism. At the heart of this philosophy lies the concept of memento mori, which translates to "remember that you must die." While this might initially sound unsettling, it holds a powerful lesson. By embracing mortality, we unlock the ability to live with greater purpose and authenticity. The Stoics believed that by accepting the certainty of death, we free ourselves from the paralyzing grip of fear and focus instead on making the most of the time we have. Take the example of Seneca, who wrote extensively about viewing death not as an end to fear, but as a natural part of existence. In one of his letters, he reminds us that death is not something to dread, but simply the completion of life's cycle. Seneca himself faced death with remarkable courage, using his final moments as an opportunity to embody the very principles he had shared throughout his life. This acceptance granted him peace and dignity even in the face of the inevitable. In modern times, this perspective holds equal power. Think about how often fear of death drives us to avoid risks or squander valuable time on things that lack meaning. By acknowledging mortality, we strip away life's trivial distractions and refocus on what truly matters: our relationships, passions, and the legacy we wish to leave behind. The Stoic practice of reflecting on death is not meant to instill gloom, but rather to serve as a wake-up call. Imagine pausing each day to ask yourself, "If today were my last, would I be proud of how I spent it?" This simple exercise can transform how we prioritize our actions and decisions, helping us live a life of greater intention. Instead of clinging to material possessions or fearing the unknown, the Stoic mindset encourages us to take each day as a gift, fully appreciating its fleeting nature. Marcus Aurelius captured this sentiment beautifully in his Meditations, urging us to live as though today were our final day. This is not a call to despair, but a reminder to fully engage with the present, unburdened by the fear of what lies ahead. By embracing mortality with grace and courage, we open ourselves to a life that is richer, more meaningful, and deeply aligned with our values. As we prepare to continue this journey, let us turn our focus to the profound inner peace that Stoicism cultivates, helping us navigate life's distractions and desires with clarity and calmness. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we arrive at the 10th reason, finding inner peace through Stoicism. In a world bursting with distractions and ever-growing desires, inner tranquility often feels elusive. Yet, Stoicism offers a pathway to reclaim that calm center within us. At its core, this philosophy teaches us to focus on what truly matters, our thoughts, actions, and character, while letting go of the external noise we cannot control. One profound practice that Stoics have long advocated is journaling. By putting thoughts to paper, we can organize our minds, reflect on our emotions, and gain clarity about our priorities. Imagine ending each day by noting moments of gratitude, lessons learned, and areas for improvement. This habit not only fosters self-awareness but also allows us to sift through life's chaos and uncover what truly brings peace. Another tool in the Stoic toolkit is mindfulness. While many associate mindfulness with modern trends, the Stoics embraced it centuries ago as a way to live consciously and intentionally. Practicing mindfulness means immersing ourselves fully in the present moment, whether it's savoring the warmth of a morning coffee or taking a deep breath during a stressful situation. By focusing on the now, we free ourselves from the burden of past regrets and future anxieties. Stoicism also emphasizes prioritizing inner contentment over materialism. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his writings that happiness isn't found in wealth or possessions, but in the alignment of our actions with our values. Consider the sense of peace that comes from knowing you acted with integrity, helped someone in need, or resisted the pull of fleeting desires. This contentment is not tied to external circumstances, it is a state of mind we cultivate within. The beauty of these practices lies in their accessibility. You don't need to escape to a remote mountain or live in complete isolation to find inner peace. By integrating simple Stoic principles into daily life, such as keeping a journal, practicing mindfulness, and shifting focus from external to internal fulfillment, we can create moments of serenity even in the busiest of days. This harmony helps us face life's chaos with clarity and calmness, transforming how we navigate challenges. Now turning to the next reason, we will explore how Stoicism encourages us to let go, teaching us the art of releasing attachments and embracing impermanence. Now turning to the 11th reason, we delve into the liberating lesson of learning to let go. At its heart, Stoicism emphasizes the principle of impermanence, the understanding that everything in life is transient, from material possessions to relationships and even our own lives. This perspective encourages us to release unhealthy attachments to external outcomes and expectations, which often become sources of stress and disappointment. One powerful Stoic exercise to embrace this practice is known as negative visualization. By consciously imagining the temporary loss of something we value, a loved one, a cherished possession, or even our current circumstances, we cultivate a deeper appreciation for what we have and prepare ourselves emotionally for the inevitable changes that life brings. Picture waking up and reflecting on how life might feel without your favorite routine, your home, or a meaningful relationship. This might seem unsettling at first, but it fosters a profound sense of gratitude and helps us build resilience against future losses. Letting go isn't limited to physical possessions. It extends to the emotional baggage we carry, such as grudges or past regrets. Holding on to resentment only weighs us down, while forgiveness offers freedom. Imagine this: instead of replaying a conflict in your mind, consider releasing the need for an apology or justification. By focusing on the present and what you can control, your own thoughts and actions, you empower yourself to move forward unburdened. Similarly, letting go of excessive attachment to material items can bring unexpected freedom. The Stoics remind us that our worth is not tied to what we own, but to how we live. Imagine donating items you no longer use or need and experiencing the lightness that follows. This act not only simplifies life, but also shifts our focus to what truly matters, our virtues, relationships, and inner growth. By practicing the art of letting go, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, embracing change rather than resisting it. This mindset liberates us from unnecessary suffering and helps us find a sense of peace and acceptance, even in the face of life's uncertainties. With this freedom in mind, let us now explore the next transformative lesson Stoicism offers: how it reduces anxiety by teaching us to focus only on what lies within our control. Moving forward, we arrive at the 12th reason how Stoicism provides a powerful antidote to anxiety by teaching us to focus solely on what lies within our control. Anxiety often stems from worrying about outcomes, people's opinions, or situations that are entirely beyond our influence. Stoicism addresses this by emphasizing the dichotomy of control, the idea that we should direct our energy toward actions and thoughts we can govern and detach from those we cannot. Imagine a stormy sea representing the chaos of external pressures, every wave symbolizing a worry or uncertainty. Instead of trying to calm the sea itself, Stoicism teaches us to steady our own ship, navigating through turbulent waters with clarity and purpose. Consider the example of someone facing workplace anxiety over the possibility of a project's failure. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, they might focus on the preparation, effort, and skills they bring to the table, elements within their realm of control. This shift not only reduces the weight of external expectations, but also frees them to perform their best with confidence. Social anxiety offers another opportunity for this practice. Picture someone anxious about attending a gathering, fearing judgment or awkward interactions. By reframing their perspective, they could remind themselves that they cannot control how others perceive them, but they can control their own authenticity and kindness. With this mindset, the pressure of external validation fades, replaced by the freedom to simply be themselves. This approach doesn't come overnight. It takes consistent practice of identifying and categorizing concerns into what we can and cannot influence. Over time, this mental habit serves as a compass, guiding us back to a calm and grounded state even amidst life's storms. By focusing on our own actions and responses, we break free from the grip of anxiety, discovering peace in the process. This principle equips us to face challenges with composure and clarity, transforming anxiety into an opportunity for inner growth. As we move forward, let us explore another critical aspect of Stoic teachings: how they help us develop self-reliance and inner strength, empowering us to navigate life with confidence and independence. Now turning to the 13th reason, we delve into how Stoicism fosters self-reliance and independence, empowering us to navigate life with unwavering confidence. At its core, Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control external events, we hold absolute authority over our perceptions, choices, and reactions. This realization forms the bedrock of self-reliance as it shifts our focus inward, reminding us that our inner strength is a constant, even when the world around us feels uncertain. Imagine someone enduring a family crisis, such as a sudden illness of a loved one. In such moments, the external situation may feel overwhelming, but Stoicism encourages them to anchor themselves in what they can control, providing support, maintaining composure, and cultivating patience. By channeling their energy into these constructive actions, they uphold their inner stability, becoming a source of calm and resilience for others. Similarly, consider the case of a professional setback like losing a job. While the immediate reaction might be to spiral into self-doubt or fear, the Stoic approach would redirect this energy. Instead of fixating on the loss, they could focus on their skills, adaptability, and ability to pursue new opportunities, elements under their control. This shift not only fosters confidence but also ignites a proactive mindset, opening doors to growth and renewal. Stoicism reminds us that true independence stems from within. When we base our sense of self-worth on external circumstances, we become vulnerable to their fluctuations. However, by fortifying our inner resources, we build a foundation that remains unshaken by life's unpredictabilities. Picture someone climbing a steep mountain, relying solely on their strength, focus, and determination. This journey symbolizes the Stoic path to self-reliance, an ascent fueled by trust in one's abilities rather than reliance on external assurances. In every challenge, Stoicism offers a guiding principle: trust your capacity to respond wisely and effectively, for therein lies your freedom. By cultivating this mindset, we not only navigate life's hurdles with resilience but also unlock our full potential. As we ascend further, let us explore the Stoic practice of embracing discomfort and how this principle builds unparalleled strength and gratitude. Now turning to the 14th reason, we uncover how Stoicism encourages embracing discomfort as a pathway to resilience and strength. At its essence, Stoicism teaches that by voluntarily confronting challenges, we condition ourselves to face life's inevitable hardships with courage and composure. The ancient Stoics often practiced what they called voluntary hardship, deliberately exposing themselves to discomfort to fortify their character. For example, the philosopher Seneca would occasionally adopt minimalistic living, eating the simplest food and wearing the roughest clothing, not out of necessity, but to remind himself that he could endure such conditions if ever required. This practice not only cultivated gratitude for his usual comforts, but also prepared him to remain unshaken in adverse circumstances. In today's world, voluntary discomfort may not mean wearing coarse garments, but modern adaptations of this principle are just as powerful. Consider the practice of taking cold showers, fasting, or unplugging from digital devices temporarily. These seemingly small acts train us to build patience, self-control, and mental toughness. Imagine someone stuck in the habit of instant gratification or overwhelmed by minor inconveniences. By intentionally stepping into discomfort, they strengthen their ability to endure and adapt, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Stoicism reframes discomfort not as an enemy but as a teacher, showing us that by leaning into challenges rather than avoiding them, we unlock an inner strength we might not have known existed. Picture an athlete training in harsh conditions, not for the sake of suffering but to prepare for the demands of competition. This is the essence of embracing discomfort. It's not about seeking pain for its own sake, but about recognizing its value in shaping us into more resilient individuals. By practicing voluntary hardship, we reduce our fear of the unknown and develop a profound sense of gratitude for life's simpler pleasures. As we continue our exploration, let us delve into how aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life can bring about profound serenity and acceptance. As the next phase of the journey in sight, we uncover the 15th reason to adopt a Stoic approach to life, aligning with natural law. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the belief that we are all integral parts of a greater whole, the universe itself. The Stoics taught that living in harmony with nature means recognizing and accepting the natural order of life, including its uncertainties and inevitable changes. Rather than resisting the flow of life, Stoicism encourages us to embrace it with grace and understanding. Picture a river's current. When we swim against it, we exhaust ourselves, but when we move with it, we travel farther and with less effort. Similarly, aligning with the natural order allows us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. This perspective offers profound clarity during moments of crisis or unexpected change. For example, when facing a sudden job loss or a personal setback, resisting the situation and lamenting its unfairness only compounds the stress. but by accepting that such disruptions are a natural part of existence, neither inherently good nor bad, we free ourselves to focus on what we can control, such as how we respond or adapt. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor deeply influenced by Stoic principles, often reflected on this idea in his writings, reminding us to accept events as they come, just as leaves fall from a tree in autumn. By doing so, we cultivate resilience and serenity even in turbulent times. Imagine someone experiencing an unexpected flight cancellation. While frustration would be a natural reaction, a Stoic approach reframes the situation as an opportunity to read, reflect, or connect with others rather than a cause for stress. This mindset does not deny reality but helps us to flow with it, recognizing that change and uncertainty are inevitable aspects of life's rhythm. Aligning with natural law also deepens our sense of interconnectedness with the world around us, fostering empathy and patience as we appreciate that everything, including our challenges, has its rightful place in the greater scheme. By living in harmony with the natural order, we not only find calm in the face of chaos, but also unlock a deeper understanding of life's purpose. Coming up next, let us explore how Stoicism expands our capacity for empathy and strengthens our bonds with one another. Now turning to the 16th reason to adopt a Stoic approach to life, expanding empathy. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all human beings, urging us to see ourselves as part of a larger, shared humanity. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the idea that we are all like branches of the same tree, individual yet inseparably connected. This profound perspective nurtures empathy, reminding us that the struggles, desires, and joys we experience are not unique but are shared by others in their own ways. By understanding this, we learn to approach others with compassion and patience, even in the face of conflict or misunderstanding. Imagine a situation where a coworker is short-tempered or irritable. Instead of responding with annoyance or frustration, a Stoic mindset encourages us to consider the unseen struggles they might be facing, a looming deadline, personal difficulties, or simply a bad day. This shift in perspective transforms what could have been a tense interaction into an opportunity for kindness and understanding. Another example might be encountering a stranger in need, such as someone struggling to carry groceries. A simple act of stepping in to help not only eases their burden, but also reinforces the Stoic belief in our shared responsibility to one another. Empathy, cultivated through Stoicism, bridges divides and strengthens connections, allowing us to engage with the world in a more meaningful way. It also helps us see that forgiving others' flaws and mistakes begins with recognizing our own imperfections. None of us are perfect, and that shared fallibility is what makes us human. By practicing empathy, we build stronger relationships and create a more harmonious environment, whether at home, at work, or in our communities. Expanding our empathy through Stoic principles not only makes us better individuals, but also fosters a more compassionate and understanding world. As we open ourselves to this broader view of humanity, we naturally begin to uncover life's deeper purpose, which brings us perfectly to our next reason to adopt a Stoic approach, finding purpose. Now turning to the 17th reason to adopt a Stoic approach to life, finding purpose. At its heart, Stoicism inspires us to align our actions with a sense of higher meaning. It encourages deep reflection on our personal virtues and how we contribute to the greater good. A Stoic perspective teaches that a purposeful life is not measured by external achievements, but by the integrity and value of our actions. To embrace purpose, we start by examining what truly matters to us. What virtues define who we are? Wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation are central to Stoic philosophy, and reflecting on these can help guide our choices. For example, someone seeking purpose in their career might ask, how can I use my skills to serve others or make a positive difference? A teacher, for instance, may find purpose not in the act of delivering lessons, but in shaping the minds of future generations, fostering curiosity and resilience in their students. Another key technique is to reflect on how our efforts contribute to society. Stoicism urges us to see beyond ourselves, recognizing that our actions have ripple effects in the community and the world. Consider someone volunteering at a local shelter who might initially feel their impact is small. Through consistent effort, however, they may realize that even small contributions can significantly improve the lives of others, reinforcing their sense of purpose. Stoicism also helps us navigate times of uncertainty, guiding us to stay anchored to our principles when external circumstances feel chaotic. Imagine someone facing a major life change, such as a career shift or retirement. By focusing on their core virtues and the legacy they wish to leave behind, they can turn what feels like a daunting transition into an opportunity to rediscover their purpose. Ultimately, a Stoic approach frames purpose as something we cultivate through intentional living, where our actions reflect our deepest values. This sense of alignment brings clarity and fulfillment, empowering us to live with authenticity and meaning. And as we simplify our lives and focus on what truly aligns with our purpose, we unlock even greater potential, which leads us seamlessly to our next reason for adopting a Stoic approach: simplifying life. Now turning to the 18th reason to adopt a Stoic approach to life: simplifying life. In today's fast-paced world, life can easily become cluttered with unnecessary distractions, possessions, and commitments. Stoicism teaches us to strip away these excesses and focus on what truly matters. This idea is rooted in the Stoic principle of moderation, which encourages us to live with intention rather than indulgence, finding contentment in simplicity. Simplifying life begins with reassessing our relationship with material possessions. Stoics remind us that true happiness doesn't come from owning more things, but from appreciating the essentials. Imagine someone downsizing their home or decluttering their living space. At first, it might feel challenging to part with objects they've accumulated over the years. However, as they let go of what no longer serves them, they often find a profound sense of freedom, not just physically but mentally as well. Another way to simplify life is by streamlining daily routines. Many of us fill our days with endless to-do lists, leaving little time for reflection or genuine connection. A Stoic approach might encourage us to prioritize our tasks, focusing only on those that align with our values. For instance, someone overwhelmed by work and social obligations might choose to reduce their commitments, creating space for meaningful activities like spending quality time with loved ones or pursuing personal growth. By minimizing the clutter in both their physical and mental environments, they create room for clarity, peace, and purpose. Furthermore, simplifying life enhances our ability to remain present. When we eliminate distractions and unnecessary noise, we become more aware of the beauty and value in everyday moments. Consider someone who decides to take a break from digital devices for a day. Without the constant ping of notifications, they might rediscover the joy of a quiet morning or the depth of a face-to-face conversation. Such moments remind us that what brings true fulfillment is often simple and within reach. Ultimately, Stoicism invites us to view simplicity not as a limitation but as a pathway to greater freedom and joy. By focusing on what truly matters, we clear away the excess and uncover a life of purpose and balance. And as we learn to embrace simplicity, we deepen our resilience to external pressures, preparing us for the challenges and opportunities life may bring, which leads us seamlessly to our next reason for adopting a Stoic approach: handling criticism constructively. Now turning to the 19th reason to adopt a Stoic approach to life: handling criticism constructively. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, yet many of us struggle to separate ourselves from the sting of harsh words or perceived judgment. Stoicism teaches us to shift our perspective, viewing criticism as a tool for growth rather than a personal attack. One of the key principles that underpins this approach is focusing on internal validation rather than external approval. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, reminds us that our worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by our own adherence to our values and principles. This perspective liberates us from the need for constant external affirmation, allowing us to approach criticism with greater objectivity. For instance, imagine receiving critical feedback at work. Instead of reacting defensively or letting the comments diminish your confidence, a Stoic mindset encourages you to pause and assess the critique rationally. Is there truth in the feedback? If yes, use it to improve. If not, let it pass without taking it to heart. By filtering criticism through this lens, it no longer holds the power to control your emotions or derail your self-esteem. Consider a scenario where someone uses constructive criticism to grow in their personal or professional life. Perhaps an artist receives pointed yet helpful suggestions on their work. Instead of feeling discouraged, they use the feedback to refine their skills and create something even more impactful. This willingness to engage with criticism constructively not only enhances their craft but also builds resilience and humility. Stoicism also encourages us to examine the source of criticism. Is it coming from someone whose judgment aligns with wisdom and sincerity, or from a place of envy or misunderstanding? By discerning the origin, we can decide how much weight to give the feedback, if any at all. Imagine someone navigating negative comments online, an environment often rife with unconstructive criticism. Through a Stoic lens, they recognize that many of these comments reflect more about the critic than the subject. Rather than retaliating or internalizing negativity, they choose to focus on their own values and goals, refusing to let external noise disrupt their peace. Ultimately, by adopting this Stoic approach to criticism, we transform what might initially feel painful into an opportunity for learning and growth. It helps us cultivate emotional resilience, foster self-awareness, and focus on what truly matters, our integrity and progress. Handling criticism constructively is not about ignoring feedback. It is about engaging with it thoughtfully and using it to refine ourselves while staying grounded in our principles. And as we learn to navigate criticism with grace and perspective, we prepare ourselves for the final transformative reason to embrace Stoicism, living in the present. Now turning to the 20th and final reason to adopt a Stoic approach to life, living in the present. Life often pulls our attention in opposing directions, lingering regrets about the past or anxious anticipation of the future. Stoicism teaches us to step away from this tug of war and embrace the here and now. By remaining grounded in the present moment, we can fully experience life as it unfolds, free from the weight of what has been or what might be. A central Stoic principle that illuminates this idea is amor fati, or the love of fate. This concept invites us to not only accept but wholeheartedly embrace the events of life, whether joyful or challenging, as necessary and meaningful parts of our journey. Instead of resisting what is, we find peace in aligning ourselves with the natural flow of existence. Imagine savoring a quiet morning cup of coffee, noticing the warmth of the mug in your hands, the aroma steaming upward, and the softness of sunlight streaming through the window. Moments like these, though simple, are often overshadowed by our preoccupations with yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. Stoicism reminds us that these fleeting moments of presence are where true life resides. Practicing mindfulness is one way to ground ourselves in the present. This does not require extended meditation retreats or elaborate rituals. It can begin with something as straightforward as focusing on your breath for a few moments or truly listening during a conversation instead of formulating your response. Through such practices, we train our minds to let go of distractions and to tune into the richness of the present. Let us consider a practical example, a person taking a walk in the park. If their mind is consumed with worries about an unresolved conflict or an upcoming deadline, they miss the rustling leaves, the chirping birds, and the crispness of the air. However, if they adopt a Stoic attitude, they might gently redirect their focus to the sensations of each step, the beauty of the surroundings, and the gratitude for this brief respite. This shift allows them to transform an ordinary stroll into a moment of peace and clarity. The power of living in the present extends beyond personal tranquility. It influences how we respond to life's challenges. When we are grounded in the now, we tackle problems one step at a time without being overwhelmed by the magnitude of the entire journey. By breaking down tasks into manageable moments and approaching each with intention, we move forward with greater focus and less stress. In essence, living in the present is not about ignoring the past or dismissing the future, but about trusting that our past efforts and future aspirations are best served by how we show up right now. By adopting this Stoic perspective, we unlock the ability to appreciate life's small joys, navigate its uncertainties with grace, and foster a deep sense of contentment. And as we reflect on these 20 principles, it becomes clear that Stoicism offers not just a philosophy but a practical roadmap for living with resilience, purpose, and peace. Now turning to an in-depth exploration of mental resilience, we see how Stoicism transforms this concept from a mere idea into a powerful tool for everyday life. At its core, mental resilience in Stoicism is about mastering the dichotomy of control, the ability to distinguish between what is within our power and what is not. By concentrating our energy solely on the aspects we can influence, we free ourselves from unnecessary worry and frustration. But how does this look in practice? Consider a real-world situation. Imagine someone facing an unexpected job loss. Without the framework of Stoicism, this event might spiral into panic and despair as they fixate on the perceived unfairness of the situation or the uncertainty of what lies ahead. However, through the lens of Stoicism, this individual can refocus their attention on actionable steps, updating their resume, networking with colleagues, or enhancing their skills. Instead of sinking under the weight of what they cannot change, they channel their efforts into what they can control, transforming a setback into an opportunity for growth. An inspiring example comes from James Stockdale, a United States Navy officer who endured years of imprisonment during the Vietnam War. Stockdale credited Stoic principles, particularly the dichotomy of control, for helping him survive unimaginable hardships. He focused on maintaining his character and dignity in the face of circumstances he could not escape, demonstrating how mental resilience fortified by Stoicism can endure even in the most extreme situations. This skill is not just reserved for grand challenges but applies equally to the frustrations of daily life. Imagine being stuck in traffic during a stressful morning. Without mental resilience, one might stew in anger, blame other drivers, or ruminate about the potential consequences of arriving late. A Stoic approach, however, shifts the perspective. Instead of resisting the reality of the traffic, one might use the time to listen to an interesting podcast, reflect on plans for the day, or simply practice calm, measured breathing. By accepting what cannot be changed and optimizing their response, they reframe the situation as tolerable, even beneficial. The beauty of Stoic mental resilience is that it grows stronger with consistent practice. Much like physical exercise, training the mind to focus on what is controllable requires regular effort. Simple daily practices such as journaling about challenges and how we responded, or pausing before reacting to a stressful situation, build this skill incrementally. Over time, these small exercises accumulate, creating a powerful capacity to remain calm and focused even under pressure. The long-term benefits are profound. Not only do we experience reduced stress and greater clarity, but we also develop confidence in our ability to navigate life's uncertainties. By anchoring ourselves in Stoic principles, we cultivate a steady inner strength that allows us to face challenges head-on, unshaken by external chaos. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we explore how Stoicism fosters an increased focus on values through daily practice, helping us align our actions with what truly matters. At the heart of this process lies the power of mindfulness and intentionality, two qualities that Stoic exercises like journaling or deliberate reflection naturally cultivate. Imagine starting each day with a quiet moment to consider this question: what kind of person do I aim to be today? By reflecting on virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, we set a clear moral compass to guide our decisions throughout the day. Then, as the evening arrives, another reflective moment allows us to review how closely our actions aligned with those intentions. Did we respond to challenges with patience? Did we treat others with fairness and respect? This practice of self-examination, central to Stoic philosophy, not only sharpens our awareness of our values but also strengthens our commitment to living them fully. Consider an example from modern life. Picture someone who constantly felt overwhelmed by the demands of a busy career and personal responsibilities. They realized they were neglecting family time, an area they deeply valued, and decided to implement a simple Stoic habit: nightly journaling. Each evening, they would write about the moments when they lived in harmony with their values and the times they fell short. Over time, this habit helped them prioritize meaningful changes, such as setting boundaries at work to preserve evenings for family dinners. Through this consistent practice, they reconnected with their core values and began living a life of greater integrity and fulfillment. The beauty of Stoicism is that these exercises are straightforward to adopt. You do not need hours of free time or elaborate tools. A small journal and a few quiet minutes each day are enough to reshape your perspective. Marcus Aurelius himself, one of the most iconic Stoic philosophers, practiced this daily reflection in his personal writings, which became the renowned text Meditations. His reflections reveal how even someone managing the immense responsibilities of an emperor found clarity and strength by grounding himself in his values. By committing to these practices, we empower ourselves to navigate life with greater purpose. We become more mindful of our decisions, less swayed by fleeting desires, and more attuned to what truly enriches our character. Over time, this alignment with values transforms not only our inner lives but also our relationships, careers, and communities. In Stoic terms, this is how we move closer to living in accordance with nature, that is, living in harmony with our highest selves. As we continue our exploration, let us uncover another transformative aspect of Stoicism: how it teaches us to face adversity with grace and strength. As the next chapter unfolds, we delve into how Stoicism nurtures compassion in relationships, a cornerstone of human connection. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes understanding, empathy, and recognizing the shared humanity in those around us. One simple yet transformative exercise involves imagining conflicts from the other person's perspective. By stepping away from our immediate emotions and envisioning the situation through their eyes, we unlock the ability to respond with patience and kindness rather than frustration or blame. Consider a common scenario: a heated argument with a friend or partner. In the heat of the moment, emotions might cloud our judgment, leading to hurtful words or actions. A Stoic approach, however, invites us to pause and reflect. What pressures or fears might the other person be experiencing? How might their behavior stem from their own struggles rather than a desire to harm us? By asking questions like these, we create space for understanding and diffuse tension, making room for constructive dialogue instead of escalating conflict. Take, for example, the story of a professional who struggled with a difficult coworker. Frustrated by constant criticism, they initially reacted defensively, which only deepened the divide. After learning about Stoic principles, they decided to approach the situation differently. Instead of reacting immediately, they began imagining what factors might be driving their coworkers' behavior. Was it stress from a demanding workload or perhaps fear of failure? This shift in perspective allowed them to address the issue with empathy, leading to an open conversation where they discovered shared goals and concerns. Over time, what once felt like a toxic relationship transformed into one of mutual respect and collaboration. This principle extends to our closest relationships as well. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings, reminds us to accept others as they are flaws, and all while striving to love the challenges they present as opportunities for growth. This mindset fosters resilience and compassion, strengthening bonds even in the face of disagreement. Imagine how different our relationships could be if, instead of focusing on others' faults, we chose to recognize their humanity and extend grace. Practicing Stoic empathy does not mean ignoring mistreatment or excusing harmful behavior. Instead, it empowers us to approach every interaction with clarity and a commitment to improvement. By addressing conflicts with reason rather than impulsively reacting, we protect the integrity of our relationships while staying true to our values. Over time, this approach not only heals existing wounds but also builds stronger, more meaningful connections rooted in mutual understanding. As we embrace these practices, we discover that nurturing compassion in relationships is not a sign of weakness but a profound strength that enriches our lives and the lives of others. This compassion acts as a bridge, repairing what is broken and creating new pathways for trust and cooperation. With this powerful lesson in mind, let us now turn to another cornerstone of Stoic wisdom: how it prepares us to confront the ultimate certainty of life, the fear of death. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us explore how Stoicism offers avenues to achieve inner peace through thoughtful reflection. At the heart of Stoic practice lies the concept of examining our thoughts and actions regularly, a discipline that is as relevant today as it was centuries ago. One profound method recommended by Stoic philosophers is the practice of daily evening reflections. This simple yet impactful ritual involves setting aside a few quiet moments at the end of each day to review our actions, thoughts, and responses. By asking ourselves questions such as, did I act in alignment with my values today? What could I have done better? Where did I succeed? We cultivate awareness and clarity. This process is not about self-criticism but about learning and growing each day. For modern figures, this practice has become a cornerstone for maintaining balance in a fast-paced world. Consider a leader who navigates the chaos of demanding responsibilities. By ending their day with a few minutes of reflection, they find clarity amidst the noise and prepare themselves for the challenges ahead. It is a moment to recalibrate, to shed the day's stress, and to focus on what truly matters. Beyond fostering clarity, these reflections instill a sense of calm and control, reinforcing the belief that we can choose how we respond to life's challenges. Another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal is the use of meditative rituals. Though not meditation in the modern sense, these practices involve deliberate mental exercises to center oneself. One method is visualizing the obstacles of the day before they even occur, preparing emotionally to handle them with grace and composure. This premeditation of adversity, as the Stoics called it, allows us to face life's uncertainties with a sense of readiness and calm. Imagine starting each morning by mentally rehearsing how to remain steady amid potential challenges, whether it is an unexpected setback at work or a disagreement with a loved one. This practice strengthens inner calm, making external chaos feel more manageable. A more contemporary adaptation of Stoic meditative rituals is journaling. Writing down thoughts, worries, or intentions each day serves as both reflection and preparation. Many individuals today use this practice to untangle their thoughts, focus their energy, and gain perspective. For example, a professional overwhelmed by deadlines might spend 10 minutes each morning journaling about their goals and priorities, finding clarity and reducing anxiety before diving into their day. This act of putting thoughts into words can feel like organizing a cluttered room. It clears the mind and creates space for peace. Through these reflective practices, be it evening reviews, meditative exercises, or journaling, Stoicism equips us with the tools to maintain inner tranquility even amid life's storms. By intentionally engaging with our thoughts and emotions, we move closer to the Stoic ideal of inner peace, a stillness that is undisturbed by external events. This equilibrium not only improves our mental well-being, but also enhances our ability to face challenges with strength and resolve. As we continue our journey through the lessons of Stoic wisdom, let us now turn our attention to the concept of learning to let go and embracing life's impermanence. As the next challenge unfolds, let us explore the concept of voluntary discomfort and how it can be applied in our modern lives. At first glance, the idea of deliberately introducing discomfort into our routines might seem counterintuitive. After all, we are conditioned to seek comfort and convenience wherever possible. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that by occasionally stepping outside our comfort zones, we can strengthen our resilience, foster gratitude, and better prepare for life's inevitable hardships. One practical way to embrace voluntary discomfort today is through the practice of intermittent fasting. This involves consciously choosing to go without meals for a set period, not out of necessity, but as a form of deliberate self-discipline. Beyond its physical benefits, fasting can teach us to appreciate the abundance in our lives. Imagine sitting down to a meal after a day of fasting. The flavors are richer, and the experience feels more meaningful because you have cultivated a genuine sense of gratitude for something often taken for granted. Fasting also helps us realize that we are more capable of managing hunger and discomfort than we might have imagined, building our mental fortitude in the process. Another method is a technology detox, where we intentionally disconnect from our devices for a few hours or even an entire day. In a world driven by constant notifications and online distractions, this practice can feel surprisingly uncomfortable at first. Yet, it offers a profound opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and those around us. Consider how often our screens dominate our attention. Choosing to step away, even temporarily, can provide clarity, reduce anxiety, and remind us of the joys of simple, offline moments. For example, spending an afternoon without a phone might lead to a deeper conversation with a loved one, an appreciation of nature, or simply a moment to reflect without interruption. Physical challenges like taking a cold shower or walking instead of driving short distances also serve as effective ways to embrace discomfort. These small acts may feel challenging in the moment, but they remind us of our ability to endure and adapt. Each step into discomfort strengthens our capacity to face life's uncertainties with greater ease. For instance, starting your day with the jolt of a cold shower might not be pleasant, but it can leave you energized, focused, and more confident in your ability to tackle the day ahead. Through these practices, we learn that discomfort is not something to be feared but embraced as a tool for growth. By exposing ourselves to manageable hardships, we build resilience and develop a deeper sense of gratitude for the comforts we do enjoy. This mindset shift transforms our perspective, making us less dependent on external sources of happiness and more grounded in our inner strength. As we reflect on the benefits of embracing voluntary discomfort, let us now move forward to examine how aligning with the natural flow of life can further deepen our connection to Stoic principles. As the next phase of our journey unfolds, let us delve into the art of living in the present and how this powerful Stoic principle can transform our daily lives. Life often feels like a constant tug of war between the regrets of the past and the uncertainties of the future, leaving the present moment overlooked. However, the essence of Stoic wisdom lies in grounding ourselves firmly in the here and now, where true peace resides. One effective method to cultivate this presence is through the practice of breathwork. Simply bringing attention to your breathing, even for a minute, can anchor you to the present moment. For example, take a slow, deep breath in, hold it briefly, then exhale fully. Repeat this cycle a few times while focusing solely on the sensation of the air. This simple yet profound exercise has a calming effect on the mind and body, helping to center you in moments of stress or uncertainty. Another powerful tool is grounding exercises, which involve engaging your senses to reconnect with the immediate environment. Imagine feeling the ground beneath your feet, noticing the textures around you, or listening closely to the sounds in your surroundings. These small, intentional acts draw your attention away from distractions, creating space for clarity and focus. Picture yourself sitting in a park, observing the rustle of leaves in the wind or the warmth of sunlight on your skin. These moments of mindful awareness can be deeply soothing and restorative. Living in the present also allows us to fully experience and appreciate life's simple pleasures. Think about savoring a meal not just as a necessity, but as an opportunity to truly taste each bite, appreciating its flavors and textures. These ordinary moments, when approached with mindfulness, become sources of joy and gratitude. As we engage in these practices, it becomes clear that the present moment is where life truly happens. By mastering the art of living in the here and now, we cultivate a mindset that is both focused and calm, equipping us to face challenges with greater poise. With this perspective in mind, let us move forward to reflect on how these insights tie into the broader Stoic pursuit of a life well lived. As we wrap up this enlightening journey through the 20 reasons to adopt a Stoic approach to life, it becomes evident how this ancient philosophy holds the power to transform modern existence. From building mental resilience and mastering emotions to finding purpose and living in harmony with the present moment, Stoicism offers tools to cultivate a life of balance, gratitude, and strength. Its teachings guide us to focus on what we can control, embrace challenges as opportunities, and find peace amidst life's uncertainties. By aligning with core values like wisdom, courage, and empathy, we not only improve ourselves but also positively impact the world around us. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to ponder. It is a way of living that fosters mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual fulfillment. As you move forward, I encourage you to try one Stoic practice starting today, whether it is journaling your thoughts, reflecting on your day, or practicing mindfulness in the present moment. Let us know in the comments how Stoicism has impacted your perspective. Thank you for joining this exploration of timeless wisdom. If you found value in this video, please give it a like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more insights into Stoicism and personal growth. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your journey towards a Stoic-inspired life begins now. Embrace it with courage and purpose.